Hey guys, and welcome to Let's Play Nosferatu on the Super Nintendo. So it's that time of year again. The end of October is quickly approaching, and in fact, by the time this video is uploaded, it will be Halloween. So like we do every year, I figured we would play an appropriately themed game, and we came up with Nosferatu this year. So this game was released in 1994 in Japan, about a year later in 95 in North America. I think we're about to have a scream. Right on cue. It's just part of the decor, right? That's what you get for Halloween. So, like I said, released in 1994 in Japan, 95 here in the States, by the Seta Corporation. That may not be a name you're super familiar with, and I'll admit it's not one that I'm super familiar with either. The only other thing I can really think of off the top of my head that I think they were responsible for that really terrible Wizard of Oz game on the Super Nintendo. The thing where you, couldn't tell what's in the background and what's in the foreground. And everyone except one of the characters, I don't remember, but everyone except one of the characters was totally useless. I'm pretty sure this is the same company, but try not to judge this game too much by that. This game is okay, it's got its flaws, but we'll get into it. So Nosferatu is obviously shares its name with the classic film. You can pretty much guess that right off the bat, but as far as I can tell, it's pretty much just a different story. We're in control of this guy here on horseback named Kyle, which is actually my name, so that's kind of weird, but it happens, I guess. And we're out to rescue our girlfriend Erin, who's been taken by Nosferatu and is trying to get her blood. You know how this all works, we gotta save her. So that's our intro, that's Nosferatu. One thing I will say is the music actually is pretty good in this game. It's not super elaborate or anything, but it's very atmospheric in most places, and it gets the job done pretty well. So we'll check out the configuration real quick, even though we're not gonna really fiddle with anything. Got some difficulty levels, audio settings of course, and we've got, yes, there are two buttons. This is a Super Nintendo game with two buttons, attack and jump. And of course we can set them to whatever we want, except thankfully they didn't let us set them to the same button. So, hey, that's at least one pro, right? All right, so without any further ado, I say we go ahead and get this thing started. So right out of the gate here, we might get a little confused because we walk in this castle and then we're immediately just thrown into this random cell with no way out. Well, that was a fun game, so I guess we'll see you next time. No, of course not. So if we try to explain this game real quick, you can see there is a timer, but it's counting down rather slowly. You can see even under this fighting stance, this is kind of a mixture like old Prince of Persia. We've got these weird kind of hard to navigate, hard to control running. And you can run into walls and stuff, but it's also kind of a beat 'em up. We've got our punches, which we can punch super fast. As fast as you can hit the button, in fact. We've got these double kicks, we've got other kicks, we can do this little uppercut thing. So it's kind of a mixture. It's really interesting, in fact, but let's go ahead and get going before we waste too much time here. Some gargoyles are gonna drop down after us, but these guys are totally passive. You can actually walk right by them and they won't do anything. So let's go ahead and drop down here. We got some weird, creepy silverfish looking thing down there, but we'll ignore him for the time being, and we'll pick up a crystal in that treasure chest. That was a red crystal. You can see we have a crystal count at the bottom, just to the left of our life. And basically those go from 1 to 9, and once you get up to 9, you get your most powerful attack. So that's kind of like a power meter, for lack of a better, way to explain it. We also just picked up a blue crystal in that chest. There's gonna be one of these in each area, but there's one area that has 2, and the last area doesn't have any, so it kind of evens out. And basically those will extend our life gauge, as you can see, by 1/2 of a green crystal. And the green crystals we pick up will of course refill our health. So in, typical Prince of Persia fashion, you saw some of those jumps. The animations look very similar, and it's kind of hard to explain unless you're playing it, but it feels very similar too. We can go into this room, and I think we got a zombie we can beat up, so we can just do some punch combos on him. It's pretty satisfying doing these awesome combos, and sometimes you just fall over. It's a little janky sometimes, but that's how it is. So let's go ahead and open this chest. We'll get an hourglass. That'll add to our time, 60 seconds, I believe. And the zombies come back, so let's punch them some more. You're gonna be punching things in the face a lot. So it's, like I said, it's actually pretty satisfying. The combat is, while not the most fluid in the world, the sounds are good. It's got good sound effects, and punching things really fast is always fun, right? So also, most stages are pretty much divided up in main areas and then these little sub areas. All the sub areas actually have this same music, which is interesting. And they also generally have a lot of traps that will kill you instantly, like if I had fallen under those little spikes down there, I would of course be crushed and killed instantly and have to start over. So places like this, you gotta be careful. Get another red crystal and a green crystal, which we don't even need from that chest, and continue on. So as you'd expect, the first stage is pretty easy to figure out. There's not too many twists and turns here. Trust me, the game gets a lot more difficult later on, but they're gonna start us out a little bit easy. So we open this gate here, and then we can open the chest. This should give us another red crystal. Yep, there it is. And now this is part of where the game gets a little bit unfair. You gotta run through here, otherwise you'll get kicked in the face by those corpses. If you didn't know that the first time, you'd just get kicked, you'd lose health, and you'd also lose a crystal. So it's just one of those things where like you have to run in case there's a trap around the corner. I'm gonna get away from this guy and let him turn around. Like you have to run in case there's a trap. I didn't think you'd keep going. Well, what do you know? So yeah, you either have to run in case there's a trap, but sometimes you run into an enemy, and you kind of just have to know what's coming up. You can also do a slide by running and then pressing down an attack. And we've got a little bit of a split here, but it's pretty obvious we want to just keep going up. I mean, why wouldn't you, right? So we can hop across the gap here, grab on at the other side, and go in this door. And we'll have a little puzzle. This is pretty easy to figure out. All you gotta do is push the wall. If you're pretty much stuck and can't figure out anywhere to go, you can basically push a wall somewhere and get through. And the chest at the top is gonna give us our next red crystal and blue crystal. So we will be getting all of those, by the way. They're not too hard to find. Some of the places can be a little maze-like, but you know, once you play through it a few times, you kind of get used to the layout. All right, so we can drop down here carefully. And then run again, because we got some hands trying to grab us. So, again, if you were walking, you would just get hit there. That's just part of the game. And then we can drop down here at the end and go up the stairs, and I believe this will lead us to our first boss. Alright, so one thing we can do here, there's usually a couple gargoyles at the start. These guys will drop red crystals for you to make you a little more powerful. We're up to 6, which is good. That's kind of the next power threshold. So we'll see what our first boss is. We got some wolves running away, and now we've got this little, like, hunchback dude we gotta fight. So he's pretty simple. All you have to do is basically just walk up and do your combos on him. You can see we have a slightly different combo than we had before. Now we kind of have this double kick thing, which is, of course, a little more powerful than just our, like, standard 3-punch thing. All right, then once we get this guy down to half health, he turns into this, like, werewolf. Just let him do his paw swipe and then punch him in the face a lot. One more, and he's out of here. I think if you let the moon actually turn full back there in the background, then he will regain all his health. I've heard that, but I've never actually had it happen, so that clears stage 1. We get our life refilled and can move on. Also, check this guy out. I love this guy. Hey, can I help you with something? That's all he does. He steps forward and just puts his hand up. I don't know what he's doing or why he's there. It's like the butler or something. I don't know. Anyway, we're on to stage 2. So here the gargoyles are going to get a little bit more aggressive. You can see they're going to hop on us, but they're still pretty easy. Just one kick combo like that and they're done for. Oop, gotta watch out for these guys. Yep, there you go. That'll happen. You can get them like right on the edge here and they won't charge you because it's like kind of past their zone. So you can use that as an opportunity to punch them. Also the jump kicks, which can be done by pressing jump and then kick one after the other quickly. And you'll do that kind of double kick. And that's actually really good against those guys too. And basically anyone that charges you quickly. Whoop, watch out for the spikes. Alright, so we want to get up there. Our next blue crystal is actually being guarded by that Frankenstein monster up there. Slide under, don't get jumped by the gargoyle. Yeah, and sometimes walking slowly can make the game feel kind of slow, but you know, you don't want to run into stuff. I want to make sure this guy gets to the end here and turns around before I slide under. There he is. Alright, now let's see if we can take him down before he turns around. Probably not. Here he goes. Alright, so if he does turn around, you can dodge his punches like this and then get a combo in. It's a little bit tougher. It requires a little more timing than just hitting him from behind, but yeah, totally doable, so it's not too bad. And then we can open the chest at the end, and this will give us our next blue crystal. Alright, back we go, slide under. Doing alright with the slides. I usually miss the slides all the time and just run into the wall. You'll probably see a lot of that later, I'm sure, but because, like I said, it's a little bit tough to control sometimes. Alright, so let's climb it up here. Just some needlessly complicated door opening. Just push on the pressure plate, that'll open the gate. I think we also need to run here. Yep, that's what I thought, because we got some hands coming out. And again, that music means we've made it to a sub-area. Now, this is a mummy. This guy can either be really easy or just unfairly hard for some reason. Looks like I've got him in a pretty decent pattern there. If you just mash the punch button, you'll usually hit him enough to not take damage, but sometimes he'll just ignore your punches and grab you anyway, so that can be a little hit and miss. Thankfully, it went well. Like I said, this is starting to get into places where the game can have a few flaws. It's not entirely fair 100% of the time, so, you know, it's when you play it through the first time, you're going to die a lot. Mostly by the instant death traps, which we haven't seen too many of. This gate is instant death, by the way, if you're underneath it, so don't do that. Otherwise, we can punch the zombies. The zombies don't do much. If you let them get too close to you, they will grab onto you and you have to shake them off, but, you know, if they're doing that, then you're just too slow. We haven't seen too many of the instant death traps yet. They really only become a problem, basically starting with Zone 3, actually. So, we'll see those shortly. Don't you worry, we'll be seeing plenty of instant death traps. And that's where the game gets a little bit finicky, but, you know, at least for now, it's alright, right? We're doing some, punching some zombies in the face. I mean, it can't get much better than that. Yeah, there's also one of my favorite traps here. I love this guy. He just keeps going in and out of the window. He's thinking about jumping out, but he doesn't. I don't know. So just time your jump to avoid him. That's pretty simple. Fall down. Watch out for the Frankenstein monster there. I guess we'll just wait for him to turn around. Ah, yep. I knew that. Yep, and then he keeps walking, and then you get in trouble. So we'll just pass him. He would drop a gem for us to recover, but I'm sure we'll get another one soon enough. The gargoyle has got nothing for us, and we can drop down this little pit here. It's a bit of a long fall, but you'll be alright. Also, falling too far will kill you instantly. Again, this is very much like the old Prince of Persia games. Alright, so down here we've got another one of these eye guys. Let's just lure him out and then punch him. I think, yeah, we have the low kick, so we miss him with one. It's a little bit unfortunate. Grab the chest at the end, and this will give us our blue gem and also an hourglass, which isn't really needed. We've got a lot of time, but, you know, so be it. We'll take it. And slowly, meticulously climb your way up. Alright, do we have traps here? Well, if we did, I would have been hit by them. Okay, I guess we don't. Now, these platforms will crumble if you stand on them too long. Obviously, you don't want to fall on the spikes. Time your jump here. You got some time before they actually start falling away, so it's not too bad. Alright, and here's the door. We can just push the wall onto the pressure plate, and that'll open our way forward. Now, the good news is even if we don't recover our crystal here, which I think we will, we'll still have the two gargoyles. That's hard for me to say. Gargoyles. I messed that up a lot. Well, that was bad, wasn't it? Yeah, we'll still have those two gargoyles that'll replenish them for us. I think we get one from this guy, though. Yeah, there we go. Back up to 9. Alright, now I think we just got some more zombie dudes to take out. Yeah, once you get up to 9 crystals, you actually one-hit combo those guys so they'll go down. Make some recovery here, maybe a couple green crystals. Nice. Health isn't actually, it's not really too big of an issue in this game too often, especially if you're collecting on the blue crystals. We'll actually fill out our life bar all the way. I think it's a maximum of like 9 crystals. So it's like 18 hits to most things. You generally won't get hit that much, and there's quite a bit of recovery around. So it's really only the instant death traps that end up causing problems later. And also, I haven't mentioned this yet, but if you collect a red crystal while you're at 9 crystals, you'll actually just recover some health. So at least they don't go to waste. Now, this boss is a little weird. I'm not quite sure why it's here. We have to fight a couple of monkeys wearing shorts, and they're kind of like kung fu monkeys. They will roll into you if they get too close. And you can see they kind of share a life bar, but each have their own at the same time. All right, so that one's down. Let's just take this guy out. It's not too bad if you got 9 crystals, especially. And we can pretty much just pressure this guy until he goes down. They got a couple attacks. They can roll into you from far away. They can kind of swing their arm if they're up close. And of course, they jump around a lot and try to surround you. So, you know, be wary of that. Just keep pressure up on one. It's a super easy boss. Also, it is worth mentioning you get a different victory celebration if you're at full health. He'll do kind of that jump that you saw at the end there. Otherwise, he'll just stay on the ground. Just kind of an interesting little thing. I don't know why they'd throw that in there. Oh man, he's watching our progress. Alright, so we are ready to start up stage 3. Unfortunately, like, the image on the map there doesn't really correspond with the building at all. So here's our first new enemy. We've got a bone zombie. These guys aren't too bad. At this point, we can just take them out with one combo. Now, basically, at this point, the enemies become all new. We've got this ghost axe that actually doesn't hit us standing here, which is weird, but it'll chase after us. So as long as we avoid its charge, we'll be okay. Jump down here, get going, jump over the spikes, and then climb down quickly. Yeah, Zone 3 is actually where stuff starts getting a little bit tougher. You can see there's a lot more instant death traps around. Gotta push this pressure plate and get over there. Well, okay, I guess we won't run then. Let's try that again. Nope. Alright, I probably need to slide there. That door right there actually has some recovery in it, but there's nothing in there I really need. So we got a bone zombie here. We've also got a gem eater. These guys don't actually damage you, but if you're at the end of their tongue, they will just eat a gem from you. So, you know, obviously don't do that. They're pretty easy to avoid most of the time. You're seeing lots more spikes and stuff around, huh? Alright, so let's push this wall out of the way, and as we climb up, we'll get another enemy. These guys basically replace the eyes. They're just big fat ghosts that will charge you, but, you know, if you're far enough away, they won't. And on here, make sure we only crumble this left platform. It's basically the only way to ensure that you can still get back up. Get an hourglass in our next blue crystal. And make sure to jump across here. If you let that right platform crumble, you'll have to climb up and contend with those spikes coming out. And I don't think it's actually possible. I've never been able to do it. All right, so once we climb this guy's going to charge us. So I'm going to let him kind of come back, and we'll use this as an example of how to handle them, because we're going to have to do it a couple times. So when we climb up, this guy's going to charge us. We're going to do that double jump kick. That'll stop him, and then we can do a combo and take him down. That's pretty much the easiest way to do it. Also, keep running, otherwise you'll get hit by those guys. That's pretty much the easiest way to do it. That'll usually stop them dead in their tracks, and you won't get hit. That's really the best way I've found to do it. Alright, more instant death here. If we walk into these things, we will die. So let's time our run. There we go. Gotta push this pressure plate. That's just a green crystal. I'm not gonna worry about it. And made it. And of course, more instant death. There's just going to be instant death around the corner, and I'm probably going to remark about it every time just to really drive home how much there is. This is instant death. Okay, well, I need to go back. Just got to slide here. There we go. This is instant death. Got to slide at the end so we don't get hit by the arrow. That's not instant death, though it is just damage, so... Push the wall up against the pressure plate, open the gate, which thankfully doesn't fall back down on us, and we can go forward. Now, it's also worth mentioning in this game that checkpoints are a little unforgiving. We got to do a running jump here to grab onto this and climb down. Checkpoints are very unforgiving. If I were to die here, I would actually go back to the start of the first main area. It only checkpoints you when you get to the start of the main areas. So even if I were to get right by the exit door here, and then die, like, right at the end, I'd have to go all the way back and do this last, like, 5 minutes over again. Which, when you're dealing with a ton of instant death traps, that can get real frustrating real quick. So here we want to step onto this and immediately duck, so we don't get shot by the arrow. Then quickly jump. Falling into the spikes is, you guessed it, instant death. Run through there, avoid instant death, and we'll climb up the steps. So here we get checkpointed again. If we die at this point, we'll be sent back here. We got another bone zombie to take care of. He drops a red crystal. He also respawns, so be quick about it. Then we want to climb up here. This is the part where it really starts kind of branching off paths. We're going to jump over here to the right and then climb down these walls. This guy is basically clueless. He just stands in place. We'll put him out of his misery. And then we'll do a jump here, don't get hit by those spikes, and get the chest, which gives us our next blue crystal. And more instant death gates. So make sure you get under those. They're pretty easy. We're gonna have to run under this one and do a slide like that. Drop down one here and go. There may be traps here. I'm gonna run. Yep, that's what I thought. Then we slide at the end. Put your back against the wall so this big ghost won't charge you here. And we'll take him down. Got some gems we can recover here if we need them, but thankfully we're full up. Crystals, I mean, the red variety. So we could just jump over here, and that'll also avoid a little section down there at the bottom. That's kind of a skip, actually. But, you know, that avoids a lot and saves us the trouble of having to die and do it again. So I'll take it every time. Okay, so here we kind of have to pick our poison. Whichever way we push this wall, there's going to be a trigger on the opposite side. You can actually see it on the other side of the wall. This wall is going to push, and it'll activate one of those two traps. You basically just want to activate the one that is actually instant death at the top. Those spikes that are on the wall are not. But the spikes that are on the wall are also really hard to get around, so we'll just have to do a running jump off of here to grab that, which I did not do. This is also probably going to happen a lot, and in most cases it'll get me killed. So let's turn that back around. There we go. And this one's slow enough that we should be able to just walk and then jump at the end. Now we got a couple bone zombies here. The best thing is to just drop down right on top of this guy, and then you can take him out. Oh, no, he got a shot in. Those guys do a full crystal of damage, which is kind of annoying. Hit and then do. So 2 more punches. You can see they're already getting a little bit more health. We can't just take them down in one attack anymore. Alright, so jump over this. Then jump over this gap. And there are the stairs we're looking for. I don't think we're done yet, though. I think there's one more sub-area. Yep. We got this library here. Just run past the books. Do not mess with the books because they will mess you up. Alright, now this is where things get a little tricky. We're going to do a run and just keep jumping here so we don't get hit by those spike traps. You can do them individually and just avoid the spike traps, but they're pretty quick, and I find I get hit by them a lot if I try that, so I just run and jump. Now let's go as far as we can here, get this pressure plate, and get out of here before all these books come and attack us. They will really harass you pretty badly, so I recommend just steering clear completely. Alright, next boss. We can actually just leave these guys alone because we don't need any crystals. And our next boss is this weird kind of crawling guy. I don't know, but he's actually pretty spry. You can see he'll throw us around, so we gotta make sure we punch as much as we can. Also, every time we knock him down, he pukes on the ground, which is great. I like that a lot. Oh, that was a weird position. Get off. Yeah, anytime you get grabbed by an enemy like that, you basically need to rock the controller back, not the whole controller, the D-pad, rock the D-pad back and forth, and mash the attack button, and that'll get him off. Alright, so he pukes for one last time and then falls apart, but unfortunately he's still not done because his head is now going to bounce around. So this can actually be kind of tricky to time. You have to hit him on the way down, otherwise he'll just ignore like the last hit of your attack, kind of like that, and then just get a cheap shot in and bounce away. So, you know, sometimes you might take some cheap damage here, but there we go. Looks like we got rid of him. Alright, stage 3 clear, so we are technically halfway through the game, though the later stages are a little bit longer, so not really. And now we move on to stage 4. We're getting closer to the top. So here we want to just ignore the gargoyles to the left, head to the right instead. And we can fall through this little crumbling platform. Now if we can lure this guy over, there we go, we can just dodge back. And get to the end and climb up quickly. Now you gotta watch out here. This is one of the worst traps, I think. Not this little spiky thing. These guys are easy. Jump over that. But you can see the platform in front of us is actually colored slightly differently. Jump over it. If you walk on it, you will fall through and die because there are spikes underneath. So that will catch you every time the first time, guaranteed. All right, so let's walk our way through here. Let's wait for this to sync up perfectly. I want to make sure we can actually run through both of these at once. Close enough, go. There we go. That wasn't quite perfectly, but we made it. All right, so we're gonna take a quick detour up here. This is a dead end, but it's got something we want. So let's go ahead, and I don't know what an eyeball dude is doing here. I thought they were all gone at this point. That's the end slide. And we'll open this chest, which of course gives us our next blue crystal. So we're making good progress on that front. There we go. Those are really tough. Those are very small areas that you have to like run and immediately slide. Because like you feel like you don't have enough room to build up the speed, you know? Also, looking at those guys in the cages is very reminiscent of the first Splatterhouse game, at least on the arcade when you could see the people back in the cells. All right, so we got to drop here and not get hit by that thing, then quickly climb up. Oh, couldn't do it in time. And we're going to get hit again, so I might as well just accept it. Climb up so we can avoid him that time. There we go. Now we're gonna have to stand on this platform until it crumbles, which means we're gonna have to avoid this guy for a little while. And this should be the last time. We should be able to get it here. There we go. So move the wall underneath us out of the way and we can head down. Again, more of those little... I don't even know what these traps are. Like, is this a thing that actually exists? Like, do people just have these things in their floors? I don't know, that's weird. So we might as well get some more of them. We're gonna have a couple, and these things are super fast. So jump over them when you get the chance. Like that. Only 2 of them, and we'll move on to the next one. I guess those warranted their own floor. All right, let's see what we've got here. I'm not sure. All right, yeah, we kind of have to, again, pick our poison. If we go underneath, we're going to trigger these sword blade things to come down, which they're easy enough to get through. Otherwise, you could, of course, go over the top, but that's a little tough with those spikes there. All right, so on down we go. Even though it looked like we needed to climb up based on the map screen before, we got these spear-throwing guys. That guy usually doesn't throw for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. This guy does, though. So we want to make sure when we land that we duck so we can avoid it. And now we're going to be climbing back up a little bit here on these random, like, floating platforms. I don't know who designed this place. That's kind of a common video game question. Like, who designed these castles, you know, with all these traps and weird floor arrangements that we're going through? So we're just barely out of that guy's range. We can punch him freely. And on up we go. There's some recovery in that room right there, which I'm going to take, even though we don't really need it. I guess just to show the room. It's not really anything impressive. Very easy to figure out puzzle here. Just push the wall. That's all you gotta do. And this chest should have a myriad of crystals, as well as an hourglass, which is nice. And back out we go. So we're doing pretty good so far. I'm actually pretty happy with how we're doing. We haven't got hit by an instant death trap yet. And yep, remember how I said these are tough? It's just, sometimes it doesn't slide, like, there we go. All right, gotta be careful here and just let yourself down off the ledge to drop and drop again. Again, bit of a long fall, but you'll be all right. And we drop down some more. Now, this gets a little tricky here. We have to take a little leap of faith. We'll land down here, and we can turn around, do a running jump, and that'll let us get to this treasure chest, which is going to give us a blue crystal. On down we go, not much left. We can just drop down. Do not mess with this guy yet. Don't mess with those guys in general unless you absolutely have to, because again, they will mess you up. You won't be the one messing with them. So we gotta do a couple quick jump kicks there. You can also put your back against the wall and that'll keep them from charging. Punch that one and we should be good. Don't run too far though. It's very easy to just run into that thing and you feel really stupid for having done it. And duck, there we go. Take out these gargoyles. These are basically the gargoyles that are like guarding the boss, except they're the aggressive kind and don't actually drop any crystals, so a little bit disappointing. You don't actually get a chance for recovery there if you needed it. Alright, now this boss, this is an interesting boss, basically because its attack is weird. So we get here, and as you can see, if we stand still, we don't actually get hit. So what you want to do is dodge, which I completely missed the timing on that. There we go. And then you get in and do a combo, then dodge back out. And he'll start throwing these little blobs at you. You can just either jump them or duck them. There's no real pattern to these, you just kind of have to judge them. And then repeat the process. It's a very strange boss. Why his attack doesn't hit you if you stand still is kind of beyond me. But especially if you have like 9 crystals, you should be pretty much okay here. We may actually have to switch sides because I kind of messed up, but actually we might get him on this one. Oh man, I was almost too late there, but it looks like we got it. So stage 4 clear, we are making good progress. Standing on the cliffside. Man, that's really far away. What'd you do with that horse? Did you keep that horse? We could use it. That's a long walk. So here we go with stage 5. This is probably my favorite music, actually, out of all of them. This is a pretty neat little track. So we drop down here, that's fine. That's not really a trap we need to worry about. We can take these guys out for some crystals. You could also go under that chair if you wanted. It's not a big deal. I just oh man. Well, that was kind of dumb. There we go, just taking these guys out. Oop. Yeah, the traps actually get also pretty bad here. This is where it starts getting really bad because they've taken off the kitty gloves now. We've made it through the first 4 stages out of 6. So, well, yep, okay. Let's just not time that at all. And thankfully that fire only really does like half a crystal's worth of damage, so it's not actually that bad. Head to the left here, get under that. So we have to step on that, unfortunately, to climb up here. But we're gonna have to push this to move the wall above. And that little floor trigger activated these little spikes up here. So what we want to do is climb up once they come out and then duck. Wait for them to come out again, and that's your chance to climb up. Don't try to do it all at once because you'll generally just get hit on the way up. So now we can climb this wall, and we moved and head to these floating platforms up here. Watch out for the wall guys again. Partying out here. You don't have to worry about dodging them climbing up or anything. It's just jumping over. They can't hit you anywhere else. Alright, so push that wall switch and then head back. Can't really see what that did yet at this point, but if you were paying close attention, you noticed that the wall above us has actually moved. We weren't able to climb up to the right before, but now we can. Alright, now this is real important here. We're gonna have to jump over that and get to this chest. We do not want to step on that pressure plate before we actually get the chest, because when you do, you see a big saw blade appears, and you guessed it, that saw blade is instant death, and it makes it impossible to get the chest, so don't want to mess that up. Alright, so let's keep going here. Dodge some fire, some more, or get hit by the fire. You know, it's all the same, really. Now we gotta jump over this. That can be tricky. You gotta jump way earlier than you think. We gotta run through here and... Oh, okay. Well, that's not the best place to be. Phew. Alright, made it back. Didn't get hit by the saw. That's tough. It's tough to stop when you're running. Alright, let's try this again. Slide. There we go. Made it. Alright, and then just gotta time this. So we slide. And sometimes you get hit by the fire. Again, that's just how it works. Go, go, go. And we made it. So it took a few hits there, but... we didn't die, at least, so we could still be sent back, though, if we screw up something here, so keep that in mind. Alright. Ooh. I do not like this setup. Alright. And jump. That's fine. I'll just get hit, and then we can avoid the fire there. So yeah, I don't mind losing too much health, because you can generally get that back, and that's kind of there to spend, you know? That's why we've been picking up those blue crystals. There's a little bit of recovery here, which I might get, even though it takes a little bit of time. I think we can recover half of a crystal here, but, you know, might as well get it, I guess. You can see we're also running a little bit low on time. That's not too much of an issue, because once we go through this next door, it'll reset anyway back to like 300 or something. And there's also an hourglass in here, so... Yeah, so there we go. There's our recovery. Now we're gonna have to drop down, and then push the wall back the other way so we can actually climb out to the exit. right, and up we go. It can be a little bit slow sometimes. You know, that every movement is very deliberate, and that's pretty much intentional, I guess. To make it, I don't know, to make it a little more challenging, maybe. I guess that's just what they wanted to do. All right, so we might get some recovery from this guy if he drops a crystal. That'll give us another half back. Nice. All right, so we want to climb up instead of continuing down that corridor. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is actually the area that has 2 blue crystals, so we're going to need to be getting both of them here. First one is actually coming up right now. If we jump down here, there's a pretty cleverly hidden little door in the lattice here that can be easy to miss if you're not looking for it. And this place has 2 rooms with 2 treasure chests. Each one's got a pressure plate that will activate a trap in the other room. So you want to move to the last one and pick up this chest instead of the first, because it's got a blue crystal for us. And it's a much needed recovery. And as far as I can tell, it's not possible to jump over those triggers either. You'll pretty much hit them whenever you jump. There's just not enough room. All right, so now let's actually continue forward here. We have to climb up and jump across. Now we're going to go to the left here. We got, of course, the place with the saw blades is, of course, the way we have to go. So we jump over this and then jump here, and we can avoid that fire, which is helpful. Save a little bit of health there. And this chest here on the left side has our 2nd blue crystal. So only 1 more to go. You can see we're actually pretty close to filling that out. Slide underneath, and then we can go back up once again. This level also takes a fair amount of time. We're going to have to also set something up in order to get back, because we're kind of trapped at the moment. So we're going to have to actually push this wall and pretty much make the jump of the century here. This jump can, in fact, kill you if you don't make it. So, well, make it. All right, so we need to do a running jump, and it's better to be late than to be early, because if you're early, then you die. So I'm fine with falling off once or twice. And fell off again. All right, I don't want to fall off too many times, though, because time is kind of an issue. So we don't want to dally too much here. Well, that wasn't a jump. Grabbed onto that, though, so hey, that works, I guess. Okay, let's actually get this right for once. There we go. That's perfect. And you grab onto that ledge over there. That is literally as far as you can jump. By far the biggest jump in the game. So, again, if you kind of fall short of that and fall down to the ground, I also want to get this guy's crystal, so let's back him up a bit. Yeah, if you fall to the ground, you will fall to your death. So, again, do not miss that. Alright, let's get through here. Oh, man, I did not feel comfortable about that. I kind of hesitated there for a second. I don't know if you saw it. I felt real bad about that. So, avoid that pressure plate, and we'll press the top one instead. You see the saw blade track at the bottom, so you can guess what that one does. Got some more fire to avoid. Just jump. Oh man, I didn't feel good about that one either. We can also drop down here. There's another treasure chest. It's going to give us a much needed hourglass as well as some more recovery. So we're well on the way. We've actually filled up our health all the way again, so that's good. Fire didn't hurt us too bad before. All right, some more tricky slides here. Wait for that to go back in. There we go. And quickly climb up again before you fall on the spikes. All right, got some more blades. We can just walk under those. And we can jump over it, but I'd kind of rather not, because I feel like I would just miss and like jump into the actual spikes. So we'll jump here and land on this platform so we can comfortably fall down. Also avoid that flying furniture. Take out the, well, that's fine. There's going to be some recovery here anyway. Look at this, and then also what's in this chest. I think there's another hourglass too. Yeah, that's pretty helpful. All right, we're good. Don't need anything else that's in there. All right, another side area to go. This one is mostly fighting, so it's actually not that bad. The fighting is okay, for the most part. Slide, oop, well, we're running to the wall. Back up. And there's some red crystals here. And just one and a couple green, which is fine. Don't need any of them anyway. Oh, yeah, that guy's really easy to get hit by because you're still like recovering from the slide. Also, this guy has a lot of health for some reason. I don't know why that is, but he takes like 3 combos to take down. It's a little weird. All right, let's not run too fast. Let's see. Okay, so this is going to open a gate. We're probably going to have to slide under. There we go. I'm going to have to slide under this chair, which is actually way harder than it looks. Whoop, there we go. Barely made it. All right, come get some. Kick you in the face. go. I think there's yep, another one here in the lattice. Alright, and then we got some more gem eaters here, which we don't even need to worry about. We can just walk right past them. Those guys will always drop a gem if you kill them, though, so they can be worth it if you actually need to recover some. Ooh, got under there. I usually get hit by one of those two chairs. It's actually way harder to slide under them than you might think. Because if you slide too early, you'll actually just stand up right underneath them, and they'll just come right back down on your head and hit you. And hopefully you get pushed through to the other side, so at least, so you don't have to do it again. Alright, I think we're done with the zone here. Once we move up the steps, we'll move on to the boss. And a couple more gargoyles we don't need to worry about, and we'll just leisurely stroll by them. Okay, now we got our net boss, is this big rock golem dude. So we just step back before he punches and then do a combo. That'll make him fall apart. He'll usually shoot his fist. We can either jump over them or duck under them as the case may be. And then we'll basically just repeat this over and over. Okay, he's gonna punch again. There we go. Then once he does this, you want to run because he's gonna turn into a giant foot, which is pretty great. Try to stomp on you. Duck under this. Ah, I didn't have enough time to tell whether it was going high or low. Alright, get close enough to punch. There you go. You basically just want to lure him into punching so you don't have to worry about dodging anything. Oh, man. I saw that it was high. Okay, there we go. Alright, dodge the foot. And this might do it, except for the fact that I totally messed that up and did a shoulder charge instead. Oh man, you have to be moving forward also, which makes it kind of tough. Okay, dude, stop throwing your fist, just punch me. Which I guess is also throwing your fist in a way, but not in the same way. Alright, there we go, that takes him down. And stage 5 clear. We've actually made it through 5 stages without dying, so even though having said that I will probably die on the final stage, I can at least say I'm proud of what we've accomplished so far. So there she is. There's Erin, our girlfriend, and Nosferatu himself. Final stage. So the final stage sucks. Let's just get that out of the way. Lots of traps, lots of enemies. These guys, which are terrible. Remember these guys I said avoid them if you can? Well, we can't, so they're just going to punch us a lot. Usually, if you're lucky, you can get away with a half crystal of damage. These paintings we've got to run and then jump over so we don't get hit. And you can see 2 of those brawlers down below. We will be ignoring them. Let's go ahead and get by this little ghost axe thing. Oh, well, no, we're not. Alright, let's go ahead and make ourselves invulnerable. There we go. Yeah, you can kind of take advantage of the fact that while you're in a climbing animation, you're actually invulnerable from attacks from the ground, so that can help against those guys. Gotta slide into this really narrow passage, which is just not fun. Let's just get that out of the way. There we go. Alright, the statue will hit you, so there we go. And then we can take this guy out. If we back up against the wall, he'll stop charging. And a couple more punches. There we go. All right, let's jump over the spike trap, but we are going to be running back and sliding under there. Like so. And we'll go into this room. We're going to have 3 treasure chests, and the first one is the one we want to open because it's got our final blue crystal. So our life meter is now completely maxed out. It's not quite full, but, it's at max capacity at least. The other 2 chests, by the way, are just ghosts that will knock you down and take a crystal. So, kind of, again, not really fair, but, well, now you know, so don't open them. All right, more traps. Just take these each one by one. There's enough space in between to do so. Alright, so as we go down here, I think, we've got these blade traps, which are actually super slow for some reason. They're not really much risk. I don't know why they're even there. Alright, now this is one of the worst parts. I messed this up a lot. Alright, we're going to have to do a series of running jumps. So there we go. If we hit this, there we go. We can make it all the way through. You can either time the button presses as you land on each platform or just mash it. I have the most success mashing it, but if you don't jump at the right time on the first jump, if you were too early, you won't actually be able to make the final jump. So you can really get screwed over there. All right, I think we're gonna have to do a running jump here. not fall into the spikes, which I do a lot. Alright, so here, instead of just dropping down, we're going to just walk off, because that'll kind of cushion our fall. Avoid the blade traps, the other blade traps, avoid the other blade traps. Okay, and we're just about done with this first section here. We've just got to hit this upper trigger. The bottom trigger, you don't need to worry. I'm not avoiding it intentionally. It just opens that gate over there on the right. Alright, first sub area. A running jump to start. Make sure not to fall into the spikes once again. Alright, and then we can, I think, jump over this lady and then duck. And watch out for the ghost arrows there, the painting arrows. Okay. So far, so good. As we drop down here, we're going to have another painting firing at us. So we can dodge, and then we can get the chest that way. And we won't get hit while we're getting its contents. And then we can wait. Oh, I stood up too soon. I hit my head on the back of the arrow being fired at me. That's kind of weird. That doesn't happen every day, does it? Alright, a little bit tricky here. We just need to get to the edge and then hold down, and we will crawl down before they can hit us with the spears. And once we get on this side, we want to actually jump over and just barely inch onto this so we don't fall down with it, and then we can just hold down some more and avoid that very well hidden gargoyle over there. Get this treasure chest here. Should be enough recovery to fill us up. There we go. Then make our way down. This can be a little rough. Jump. Ah, okay. Didn't quite get it. I get hit by that most of the time. I can never really tell whether it's better to gently fall down or just walk off, but either way, it's only one crystal, so we'll be able to make that up before too long, I'm sure. Alright, just making sure there wasn't anything there. I had to get my fighting stance. If you can get this guy turned around, actually. I also don't want to hang on the platforms too long because you will fall off automatically after a certain amount of time. If you can get this guy turned around, you can actually get some shots in his back, which helps a lot. And we can take him out for a crystal. And the first guy will respawn, but if you're far enough... Oh, please don't. Okay. If he knocks you over, he can actually make you lose a red crystal, too. Oh, don't... Dude, don't... Okay. Please, I'm just not in the mood. Alright, so we can slide under here. And then we'll have to push this wall out of the way. Dodge back a bit. Slide under that. Nope. Slide under... Nope. Okay. Slide under that. There we go. Climb up on the other side. And they're a little bit generous here, actually giving you some recovery on this chest that's pretty easy to get. So, you know, hey, I'll take it. Also an hourglass, which may or may not be necessary. Probably not. Let's turn it around. You don't have to climb down the other side. Now you're pretty much immune to these spikes. Just make sure they're not out whenever you land, because you can actually get hit there. So if you drop down here, you can see there's actually a little arrow trap there. So instead of falling down gently, we want to just walk off, and we'll spend enough time on our butt in order to avoid the arrow that way. If you drop off gently, you will get hit every time. Okay, so now this is also a pretty rough trap. You want to drop down like just after it comes out, and yes, you can duck that if you have proper timing, but apparently I did not, so we'll just ignore it. There is some recovery in that room to the right, but it's guarded by a mummy, and if things go wrong, you can end up losing more health than that was bad, than you actually needed to recover in the first place, so. Alright, I think we can slide from here. There we go, not have to worry about that trap. Alright, let's push the wall out of the way. We're getting pretty close to the end here. I've lost a handful of crystals, but we should still be okay for the most part. We can run here and then jump over that, and that'll also avoid the ghost painting. Okay, we'll make our way up. We are making some pretty good time here. We're obviously going to have to run under that gate and then slide. Like so. There's a brawler here. Cool. Oh, come on. Alright, get a red crystal back for it. The downside is when you're not full on crystals, you don't recover health from those either, which can be a bit kind of bad. Alright, so we're going to have to quickly step on this and then slide underneath. There we go. Making sure not to get crushed on the way. Another one of these big fat ghost dudes you can take out with some jump kicks. Might have to do another one, yeah. If you're not at full crystals, sometimes they won't die from that final combo. Here we basically have to choose a side, choose the right side, and just let this fall. We can drop down. And we're finished with the final main area. We still got another sub area to go through, so hopefully that will go okay. And we've got a chest here that we do want to get. Don't worry too much about the saw blade, because this little pressure plate up here will stop it. I want to make sure it's all the way on the right side as much as I can get it. That's bad. That's okay, but I want it further. I don't want to die accidentally here. Okay, that's pretty good. And we can grab that carefully. Give us some more time as well as some health. Oh, I was hoping that'd give us a red crystal. I'd like to get up to 9 for the boss. I really would, but I guess if we don't, that is okay too. Quickly climb up here, mash the jump button. There we go. Because that'll fall if you stand even for just a second on it. So you got to be really quick spamming that button there. That was really close. I felt very bad about that. All right, so we've got a brawler down here. Which, if we're kind of inside this gym monster, he can't do anything to us. I don't really mind losing the health so much, but he'll give us a couple crystals here, which is nice. And we should also get some recovery from here. Even if they're red crystals, we'll get health for it. Nice. All right, so let's push this out of the way. We are just about done. I can feel it. We are right there. I think we need a running jump here. There we go. Don't mess that up. Gonna run across these. We'll fall on the last one, but that's fine. Just pull ourselves up. Do a series of wall pushes here. And again, slide underneath like that. Now we'll have to push the wall back to give us some more room this way. Wasn't expecting that to actually trigger. All right. Oh, and it didn't that time. There we go. Gotta be super quick about that one. All right, so we're at the steps. I think there is one more sub area, and this one's pretty simple if I remember. Usually don't take any damage here. Actually, yeah, this could be a little rough if you have bad fall timing for the saw blade. Just jump over it. And I think at this point we're basically in the clear. These guys aren't too problematic. A little bit of damage I'm not too concerned about. Plus we'll get a ton of gems anyway if I can kick this guy. Well, I wanted to hit him with the first one. The first one does more damage than the second for some reason. We can just punch him at this point. Alright, so recovery, and then we should get some more in here, which is great. I'm liking it a lot. Oh man, 3 whole crystals. You're being generous. Yeah, you gotta push that and then quickly go. It's actually not that bad. I don't want to chance that. I don't want to get crushed on the way down. Nope. Starting the run is a little tough. It's one of those cases where you have to double tap and then in order to get going. So if you're turning around and you double tap before you complete that animation fully, he actually won't go. All right, we need to jump. There we go. All right, so we fall here, we land on this, we let it take us down, and then we got the stairs. And these stairs here will take us to the final boss. So the final boss is, of course, Nosferatu himself, and believe it or not, he is incredibly easy. So we can get a combo in here, just dodge, and then do these double kicks. I find that to be way more reliable than trying to hit him with a full punch combo, because he'll usually grab you in the middle of it. And it does a fair amount of damage, so... yeah, that's what if he does this, just shake back and forth again and mash the attack button, and you should get out without taking any damage. Because if you try to do a full combo, like I said, you'll get grabbed out of the middle of it most of the time. So I find it's just more prudent to do those jump kicks. Because you'll at least hit him with a pretty strong attack. And you can hit him multiple times here while he's on the ground. So we've already gotten him down most of the way. He's going to turn into a bat here. You can use this opportunity to get some damage if you do some kicks. But you want to stay generally underneath him. Because he actually can't hurt you at all if you're underneath him. And that'll also give you some chance to do these jump kicks here. And that'll let you get some more damage in, which is always good. Alright, so let's turn back and we'll just repeat the same process. I don't like this, I'm kind of in a corner. But we should be okay as long as I stand my ground. Alright, doing good. Got him. And that's the final boss with no damage also. It's actually pretty easy. I find it to be a actually relatively underwhelming fight, but you gotta admit it's pretty fun to just beat the crap out of Nosferatu with your fists and your feet, right? So that's it. We've now completed the game completely deathless, in fact, which is an achievement for me. I think it's the first time I've ever actually done it. So we get a little poem here. It's worth mentioning this poem is actually different depending on which difficulty level you're on. If you beat it on easy, it's like try the 2 harder difficulties. You know how older games do it. And of course you get, like, if you beat it on the hardest difficulty, it's like he's banished forever. But, you know, that's still a pretty good ending, right? So we get our poetry and we ride off into the sunset with our girlfriend on our horse that we somehow magically got back, and the credits roll. So that's Nosferatu. It's a hard game to recommend. It really is. The concept behind it is great, and I'd say that alone almost warrants a try. I love the fact that you're just running around as this average dude. It's very reminiscent of Splatterhouse, except minus the whole magical mask powers. You're just running around as this dude punching all these mythical creatures in the face, doing these combos on them. Like, that alone is just a pretty neat concept, and it was enough to draw me in. To the part where I kind of like this game, but I also realized that even though I did really well here in not dying, I may have made it look a little bit easier than it actually is the first time you try it. That's because it's not the first time I've tried it. I've practiced this game a lot, actually. I beat it pretty much multiple times a day in, like, the week leading up to this, so, you know, I've had a lot of practice with it, but it's one of those games that, again, like I said, it's hard to recommend just because it's so unfair in a lot of places. But, you know, if you're one of those people that really likes, like, all the other guys who've been real supportive, that's a great credit screen. I don't think I haven't actually watched the credits before. All the other guys that have been real supportive. But yeah, if you're one of those people that really liked the old, like, original Prince of Persia games and you didn't really mind the controls in that, this may be something that's up your alley. But if you're kind of more accustomed to, I don't know, the more traditional, more popular, like, SNES action games, then maybe this isn't for you. But either way, I hope you've enjoyed the experience. That was Nosferatu. I hope you guys have had a great Halloween. On whichever end of Halloween you're on, or if you're watching this like months in the future, hope you're having a great like Tuesday or something. But anyway, so that's gonna do it for Nosferatu. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.